Good morning. I'm Uncle Lou here.
I'm Nephew Louie.
That's right, you're getting a 2-for-1 special. It's time for another edition of Uncle Lou Review. Now, of course, you're going to get my review, and you're also going to get the review from Nephew Louie here. Now, we watched an amazing movie here tonight at the Lou Cave. Me, Nephew Louie, and Mrs. Lou. Liddell, do you want to attempt to tell people what the name of the movie was first, and then I'll try to tell them what the name was?
Machina.
Yeah, Ex Machina or Ex Machina. Whatever it's called, I don't know. The pronunciation's not what's important. What's important is that Uncle Lou's reviewing this for you. That way you'll know whether or not you need to waste your time, money, energy, and effort on seeing this movie. If you don't know what this movie is, this is a pretty new movie. I think it's only been out in the theaters for a couple of weeks or something. Of course, I get screener copies of all the movies sent to me here at the Lou Cave. That's how I watched The Avengers the first time. That's how I watched this one. 50 Shades of Grey. All these movies I watch while they're still in the theater. In the comfort of my own home here at the Lou Cave. And then depending on the movie, I'll invite Nephew Louie down or whoever, to watch it with me. Because I'm all about doing the work for you guys so that you don't have to do it yourself. Now, if you have no clue at all what this movie is about, Ex Machina or Ex Machina, whatever it's called, if you have no idea, it's basically a science fiction genre movie. With the general premise being some, computer type guru type person has created or thinks he has created artificial intelligence. He builds a robot, loads the artificial intelligence inside of this robot, and in order to prove or in order to demonstrate if he has actually achieved artificial intelligence, he sets up a test or a series of tests involving the main character of the movie. So, when I give my final review, the Lou Scale review rating at the end of this video, I'm actually going to give a couple of different reviews based on who might be watching the movie. But, Nephew Louie, what was your overall, without getting into too much detail, and of course we don't want to spoil the movie for anybody, so there won't be any spoilers or anything like that in this review, but Nephew Louie, what was your general impression, or just, we literally just finished watching this movie, how are you feeling?
Kind of weirded out. It's a really creepy movie. I'll give it 4 out of 5 Lou's.
Okay, so Nephew Louie is going to go right off the bat there and go ahead and give you 4 out of 5 Lou's, which will give you a good idea of his interpretation of the movie. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I'm not a science fiction fan in general. I love the Star Wars movies. I never got into Star Trek. Science fiction in general is something that I generally steer clear of science fiction movies unless, for some reason, I particularly want to see one. And the reason I wanted to see this one is because Howard Stern has been talking about this movie quite a bit over the last couple of weeks. And so I decided to give it a shot. So that's sort of where I was coming from with watching this movie. I didn't really know what to expect because it is a science fiction movie, and it's not necessarily my cup of tea. But I did give it a shot. Now, this is not a movie that you want to try to watch if you have anything else going on. It's not the most confusing movie in the world, but it is the type of movie where if you miss certain key things throughout the movie, you'll find yourself completely lost. We did have to rewind it at one point for 5 or 6 minutes to sort of catch back up on what we were during and what was going on. But it's not like Inception or something like that where you have to watch it 4 or 5 times to sort of get a grasp of what was going on. Overall, I thought the movie was pretty good. It kept me interested and entertained. Like I said, it wasn't impossible to follow, but you did have to pay attention. I thought they did a pretty good job of sort of, trying to wrap their arms around the concept of artificial intelligence and, can it happen? Can you build a robot that is self-aware, that can develop a consciousness, things like this, and that's sort of the theme of the movie. I'm not going to get into whether they prove it or not prove it or what happens or anything like that, but what I would say as far as rating this movie on the Lou scale, if you're a science fiction fan in general, or artificial intelligence particularly interests you,
Robots.
Or robots, that's right, Nephew Louie, or if robots is something that is particularly interesting to you, you need to see this movie. And for people like you, I would give it a 5 out of 5 Lou's here. If you absolutely hate all science fiction movies, regardless of the theme or whatever, I would probably give it a 2. This isn't, groundbreaking. This isn't going to change your mind on science fiction movies or anything like that. So if you're 100% against them to start with, I'd probably give it a 2. And for people like Uncle Lou, who are sort of generally in the middle, not a big fan of science fiction, but I'll watch it if if there's some other reason that makes it particularly interesting, I would give it probably a 3. So Nephew Louie gave it a 4. Uncle Lou gave it a 3. If you're a huge science fiction fan, you definitely need to watch it. I think you'll love it. You probably would rate it a 5. Yep. And if you have no interest in science fiction, don't waste your time. 1 out of 5 Lou's. Here. Now, Nephew Louie.
Yeah.
Now, do you think it's possible, sir? Yep. To create artificial intelligence in the side of a robot, sir?
Well, after watching that movie, I would say yes. But if you had asked me like a week before I watched the movie, I wouldn't have thought of it, and I would have said no.
Yeah. I mean, computer science and computers in general have, it's changing every day. The technology, the stuff they're coming up with is just, ridiculous. I mean, you guys know, you go out and buy a computer today, it's obsolete in a week. So, is it beyond the realm of possibility? No. Do I think it's capable of happening now? No. But I'm not ruling it out. But, yeah, it was an interesting movie. Now, as far as the actors and actresses and stuff and things that are in it, it's nobody I recognized or nobody I've ever heard of. So if you're looking to watch the movie just because it's got some big name actor or actress in it, no. In fact, there's pretty much only 2 humans in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Really. There's a few more in the very beginning where it's sort of setting up what's going on, but the last 2 hours of the movie is 2 human beings and a couple of robot type
Actors?
robots. I don't know. The special effects are pretty cool. How they blend the robot with the human to make it look sort of real but sort of like a robot. So the special effects were pretty good. Yep. But I don't know. I was trying to think of a movie like to compare this to. I really can't think of one. I mean, if you liked iRobot, you'll probably like this movie, the Will Smith movie from 10 years ago or whatever. If you liked AI, artificial intelligence, with that little boy, who was that? Is that Haley Joel Osment? Was that his name? If you liked that movie from 10 or so years ago, you'll probably like this movie too. But anyway, check it out. If you've already seen it, let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. Yeah, Nephew Louie, why don't you tell these people whatever's on your mind, whether it has to do with this movie or not. People are curious. People want to go inside the mind of Nephew Louie. So just take a minute, Nephew Louie. Take 30 seconds. Take 5 minutes if you want. And just tell these people whatever's on your mind at this exact moment right now. Go!
Good morning.
There you have it. That pretty much sums it up. Thanks for watching another spectacular edition of Uncle Lou Reviews with special guest host today, Nephew Louie. If there's any movies you need to see me or us review, let me know. Remember that I am the people's YouTuber. There's no movie I can't watch. There's no movie I can't review to. So if there's any movie you need to see me talk about, just put it in the comments below. I'll be happy to do it because I care about you. But anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a good morning, if you can.